this morning they were dead. They only last for one day, sadly. Which brings me on to a topic that I did put up as a poll, asking you guys if you wanted to see a review of the TV that I bought just over 2 years ago. I did an unboxing and setup of. And it started off a little weak, but it's, yeah, overall, I went with the majority, as I usually do, that wanted to see a review of this TV. So I thought, rather than just that TV, I'll give you a general guide, what I know of and what I've researched, to make sure it's fairly accurate information on the modern day TV and whether it's worth buying. Somebody dropped something. If you saw my little review on the Amazon Fire Stick just recently, I spoke about the benefits of using that as part of the TV I'm about to talk about in Prime. But in general, I hope to cover a broad spectrum of all modern TVs. So let's go inside and check that out. So here we are inside, and this is the TV that the Falcon, somebody with a stutter, invented at some stage. Okay, well, let's power it on. Did I hit it? Yeah. Forgive the lighting, it's very difficult to light these things sometimes with the reflection on the screen. I don't usually use this remote control anymore. I use the Amazon Fire Stick now. So, if I've done it correctly, nothing happens. No, well, it should. What have I done? Take two. Right, power it on. There's the light. It's coming. Okay. Well, this is a good example. Very good example. What have I done? I've done something wrong. Oh, I know. I think because I was using the Fire Stick before, I have to press the P. I think. Maybe I'm wrong.
Show us this version, because you are my favourite.
There we go. Let's mute that.
You are.
And so don't forget, actually have a few. They have
Let's mute that.
And the coup system.
Right.
So the cook system is the platted version of the donut. Which
I've
is
got the
not
amp on, hang on.
We're making a
Let's
very
try that
simple
again.
dough. So we are doing a yeast dough, so it's a little bit more work. But
Right. Now let's mute it. Okay, so here's my first complaint, and it's very common. I've spoken to other people. Let me switch sides here, give you a view of something. I'm not sure what. The modern TVs, or the smart TVs, they're software driven. Remember, those of you that are old enough, and that's probably most of you, remember the TVs before there were smart TVs. They were basically electronic driven. So you'd press the button and it would be instant, like my old Panasonic plasma TV that you saw once when I was cleaning it up for you. You can wipe it down with a very almost dry rag, slightly moistened but not wet. They would just change channels straight away. All the new ones are software driven, which is just the way they are. So the difference being, seems to be with every brand I've spoken to, there's a delay. If I can show you this, it's not much sometimes. You see that delay? Oh, some news. But you see it's not instant, no matter which channel you go to. You see there's a couple of seconds delay. Even if you go directly, like, say this, for example. And you see how long that took. That's a minor issue, it's not huge, but it's something that you'll have to contend with. This is not generic to just this brand. And I've spoken to, well, a few people one of which is a plumber that we use, and he's not short of a quid, as they'd say. He spent a fortune, like $7 or something, on this big massive brand name TV. I forget if it was a Sony or something. Expensive. Same exact problem, he says. Delay with the changing of things, thanks to it all being driven by software. So this TV, I think it was just over 2 years ago, I think it was around about $600-ish. It's a LCD. As you can see, I still prefer plasmas, but I'm not even sure if you can still get brand new plasmas. The plasma seem to have a better picture quality overall. I mean, look, this is okay. It's fine. It's 4K, which I'll speak to you about in a second. Would I spend thousands on a brand name TV anymore? I don't think I would. Because the sad reality is now, most everything, whether it's TVs or anything, they still the brand, but they're manufactured in typically China, sometimes Thailand or whatever, but typically China. And that goes with the same with tools, no matter what you want to say. It's a sad reality I've mentioned a few times before. So there used to be a saying I liked and tended to live with too. You get what you pay for. Sadly, that doesn't necessarily reflect how it is these days. And a friend of mine who's an electronics engineer, whatever, he also points out the same thing. A lot, and I mean a lot, of brands are all made in the same factory, basically rebadged with whoever is the manufacturer. So, and that's not always the same, but it's a pretty typical snapshot of how the world is. The Panasonic that I had was made in Japan, and that is better than China, let's face it. The quality is better. Hopefully the standards of assembly are better in Japan than they are in China, but it's really hard. I actually just recently replaced one of the bearings for my drive pulley on the Ford. I really had to search hard for a bearing that was made in Japan, not China. It's even hard to find things that are made in America anymore. As I say, sad reality. So, look, I mean, it's okay, this FFalcon. I don't know why they had to put the 2 Fs. It's okay. Would I buy it again for the same price? Overall, I'd say yes, especially since I bought the Amazon Fire Stick, which you probably saw in that video. If not, check it out. A friend of mine recently put me onto Amazon Fire Stick 4K. So what exactly is a Fire Stick, and what can you do with it? Well, come inside and I'll show you. And I find, as I mentioned in that video, the biggest benefit now, with that hooked up just around the corner here, out of sight, is the fact that you can watch full 4K movies or YouTube videos without any caching or delay. So without going through every single step, this typically, the remote's dirty now, dirtier than when you saw it. You can switch over to the different modes, if I remember how to do that. How do you do that? Oh, this one, I think. Nope, that's not it. No, that's settings. There's lots. Information. I really don't use this like this anymore. Oh, maybe it's that one. Nope. Ah, yeah, that one. So you can switch over to TV, and you've got on this one 3 HDMI slots, USB slot, etc. But that's pretty standard with any TV. So would I buy this again for the price, or if it was on special, if they even make this, or for that matter any other TV, smart TV that's really cheap? Probably. But the thing is, you've got to check, and I just tried to do some research before shooting this video. It's very hard to find specifications of the actual Wi-Fi speed. Like I mentioned in the Fire Stick video, this is vastly superior now because I can get the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi speed as opposed to the old 2.4. Huge difference. So I guess combine the cheap TV with a Fire Stick, which is definitely under $100. I think I mentioned it in the video what I paid for it, not much. Put those two together and I think you've got a winning combination. So that's my little 2 cents worth on smart TVs. Let's go back outside. Well, I hope that's been of some benefit to you, giving you a little bit of an insight of what I've found myself and also what I've had feedback from other buyers of new TVs. Okay, so a little break now from the run of electronic topics we've had lately to something I want to talk to you about, which subscribers will know when I put that video up soon. So we'll skip on to that as the next topic. Okay, thanks for joining me. I hope this has been of use to you, and I'll see you soon. Unlike the poor little walking Oris lily that won't be back again until next year. That's life. See you soon.